Hello everyone and welcome. We are with cowTard, the team captain for Team WinFakt. Please state your name for the record.
Viktor Stymne.
Yes, Viktor. There we go. Isn't that nice? So you've just won DreamHack Bucharest. Aside from being very very happy, what else are you feeling right now?
I kind of relieved. Like I actually in the semifinals thought we were gonna drop out when we lost that first game. So I were a bit nervous, but we pulled the game together and yeah, we won the game. So right now I'm feeling very relieved that we won it because I were actually expecting us to win it.
Yeah, you were definitely among the favorites. There's no okay. What actually happened in the first game? I mean, it wasn't a complete stomp, but it was kind of one-sided.
Yeah, well, the start went exactly as we planned it, and we got ahead with the first blood mid. After that, we did a kind of failed gank top. Like we had Maokai moving in for the gank top, but we knew that Mundo were pretty close, and he moved in for a counter gank, and it ended up with them killing two people, and we didn't get any. And then it started snowballing top, and the same thing happened once again, except, well, we didn't know Mundo was gonna come. But they got in a 2 versus 2 situation again, and then top was pretty much over because of this snowball effect. Their top laner got so much ahead of ours, and their jungler so much ahead of ours, and it's just hard to keep the game up. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I feel this was the main issue that game, but they used this really well, the enemies, and they got the bot lane snowballing in the wrong way at last as well. Even if they were keeping even, they used a very special strategy as well. I haven't really seen. Like they gave their bot lane a double buff, and this allowed them to get an advantage bot. Yeah, I don't know. As I said, mainly the snowballing top.
Yeah, so in the semifinals, after you lost the first game, my revenge went for the same team comp, which I found really strange considering your picks.
Well, thing is, they were set on a strategy. Like they were going with the Mordekaiser and Kale combo because they know it's strong. In a Mordekaiser setup, you need to focus the Mordekaiser. If you don't, he might get a ghost, and then you're fighting 6 versus 4. So by taking Kale, they kind of prevent this by using that ultimate on Mordekaiser when he starts getting nuked. He cannot be killed. I mean, so they were trying to use this against us. The only thing is, like, if we're far enough ahead enough when we start team fighting, this is not gonna matter because they won't be able to actually bring someone down. Like we saw in all the fights, they were forced to pretty much focus me because of the low CC, and yeah, so they were trying to kill my Katarina while my whole team were just melting them away. And even if they get me, like a Katarina Ghost is not that strong for Mordekaiser. He normally wants a ranged, especially the AD carry if he can. But if he gets a melee Ghost that doesn't really deal any damage, it's not that big of a deal anyway. So I was happy actually that they didn't have that much EC and that they were focusing me. That allowed my team to do the rest of the work.
6 was godlike on Blitzcrank.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really was. Was Blitzcrank a part of the support, or was just something situational that, oh look, this would work really well in this particular comp?
Well, now you're talking about the finals, right? We only played Blitzcrank in the finals, yeah. Well, thing is, we were uncertain about what support to pick because there were a couple of our normal support was banned, and they picked, I don't remember which one.
Sona, I believe.
They had Sona, and normally we want to play Styra against her because she's one of the strongest supports against her. But with her out of the picture, we was not sure like what camp we wanted. We wanted something aggressive, yet our normal aggressive support is picked, and we were like, but we're blue side, that means we will get the double golems and we will get an advantage, and they can force fight all the time. So it was pretty much just situational. And also for the team comp, it fits, but it's nothing special.
And I saw that in this, at least in the semifinals and the finals, Skarner was either picked or banned, even though in the games where he did poorly, he did really, really poorly. What's the deal with that?
Thing is, we actually went in here with the strategy to pick Skarner as much as possible, because we really like him grabbing people. It's so easy to get people he ganks, and also he's strong in the jungle. He can't get counter jungle easily because he can 1 versus 1 most junglers. And also, if you actually are counter jungle, you can slow them long enough for someone else to get there and help you. And also, as I said, we were abusing this like in the start, and well, the other teams noticed that we were picking him a lot, so they started banning him. And like when he didn't get banned by them, he didn't get banned by us either, and they picked him against us, and we pretty much know how to handle him at least. Like in the final game where I were playing Morgana and they had this corner jungle, he got I think one grab of overall, except when it was useless. So I don't know, like the Morgana Black Shield prevents him from grabbing. If you know he's gonna try to grab someone, you just Black Shield that person, and it's useless. And also with the snare, you can prevent him from running in, and with the Blitzcrank grab, you can drag him back in if he grabs someone. And yeah, I don't know, it didn't really work against our setup overall.
And game one was obviously went in your favor. Seeing the bans, did you have, or at least did you have a different strategy, some sort of backup that you might have pulled in case they decided to, but even if by chance they banned a champion that was key to what you were trying to do, did you have a backup to that, something that would okay, that doesn't work, let's try this one?
Well, we almost always have the solo queue strategy to fall back on. Like you pick for your lane what you know is strong against the enemy, and overall you get a pretty decent team setup for it. But like in this game, actually, we wanted the Skarner. We wanted them to pick something else. And I think we wanted the Sona as well. But I think they put both Sona and Skarner. And well, when they did that, I mean, our strategy failed already there, and then we tried to construct something against their picks instead, like going with that Blitzcrank bot and taking that Morgana, yeah.
I was debating with Ang in the second game of the finals that Mistral didn't have. I mean, their whole strategy, the way we saw it, was revolving around protecting Sivir. Pardon for the for the intonation. I mean, could that actually? I mean, they had, I believe, a team fight near Baron that went in their favor with Zilean reviving Sivir, and then Jarvan and Irelia being the meat shield. But I don't know. I mean, even if they somehow got a team fight or two in their favor, I don't think in the end it would have mattered. Could this have worked against your comp?
Absolutely. Thing is, I don't think they were focusing on protecting the Sivir. It just happened because she started getting most farm in the team, and she got the most kills in the team, and just because of this, they tried to keep her alive because they needed her. But other than that, like the Jarvan, he's made for these early ganks above all else. As a jungler, you can just pretty much at level 6 you can gank any lane and it's a kill. I don't remember what they had top, but I know that Zilean.
They had Irelia top, Zilean in the mid, Sivir, and who was bot? Who was the support? It's not like the game was third. Yeah, Sona.
Thing is, with the Zilean med, they were trying to counterpick Katarina. Zilean is really effective against Katarina and can shut her down. Thing is, just because of what happened in the game, the Zilean couldn't really do much, and he misplayed it a bit by using his mana too early, and then I could just push him out of the lane and won the lane. And that allowed me to roam, and I tried to snowball every lane.
Yeah, I noticed that you didn't try to take their blue early, because I was expecting you guys to actually invade and deny the blue to Zilean, just to be sure that he would be mana starved for the better part of the early game.
Yeah, I don't feel like Zilean, when he starts falling behind, I don't feel it's necessary to shut him down. It's when he starts snowballing ahead that it's necessary to shut him down, because otherwise he will just keep on snowballing, because as long as he has mana and enough damage, he can push anyone out of the lane. But when he starts falling behind and the bombs doesn't deal enough damage, it doesn't really matter if I have mana or not, because he can only do the double bomb anyway. And if he's not strong enough, you can fight him. Take the fight to him. But also, I felt we focused more on getting our lanes ahead instead of putting just mid lane behind. even if Cillian falls really, really far behind, he has this ultimate that is so annoying for everyone. And in this case, as we said, Severe was getting ahead, and she was the main focus anyway. So I mean, even if we start killing the Cillian, if we put him so far behind, he will still just ultimate her, and she's fine. But yeah, their comp overall, it was not about protecting the Severe. They were focusing on the lanes as well, and it just happened that Severe.
And another interesting thing, it kind of amused me when you guys you ward everything. You had at one point you had something like, I don't know, six wards in the middle area of the map. When you take Baron, you cover all the entrances and exits with at least two wards. Is like it's even for Dragon. When you took Dragon, you were like here, 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 here. Okay, 360 degrees vision. Is that like? Do you see? Because I know some of the team I was comparing the vision granted by your guys' wards and the other. Do you feel that the vision the wards give you in a particular area? Because some teams, some players, for instance, might see four wards around the dragon a bit excessive cost-wise. Do you believe it in the long run it actually helps you more?
Yeah, I think it's a bit pro and cons in it. I mean, normally we have too little ward coverage. We feel that all of us, like we normally don't know when someone leaves the lane. We don't know where they're going, and we don't know where the jungler is or what he's trying to do. But like the times we have excessive ward coverage is if we decide to push like bot lane or something. There are a lot of wards around bot lane, or if we decide we want to take dragon soon, or we fear they might take dragon soon, then we just throw out all our wards around that area. And yeah, it's also a bit situational because we normally don't run around with too many wards, but if we want to do something like Baron, and we know that we're going to do it in 1 minute and we all base before it, then everyone picks up a couple of extra wards just so we can keep a good vision around it, because if they steal that for any reason, you just wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, and speaking of wards, I saw you guys run double oracles elixirs. What's up with that? Especially, I mean, I get running the oracle on a guy like Malphite or something, but when I saw six with an oracle besides goats, I was like, okay, what the heck?
Normally that's a mistake. It's bad communication or something, I'm not sure, but normally we only want one oracle. It happens that we get two. We almost only buy oracle on the support and the jungler. And miscommunication makes it that maybe the jungler buys an oracle, and 2 minutes later the support doesn't know it, so he buys an oracle as well, and then you have the double oracle, and well, it's not really any use. But it happens as well that we actually buy it for a reason. Like, you can buy an oracle because you know they're going to be split and you want to clear both areas at the same time, and also because it provides you with a bit of protection that you know they're not seeing you and such. But mainly it's a mistake.
And speaking of oracles, how do you make the judgment call on when to go an early oracles or just wait? Because for instance, when I saw you guys run double oracles, I immediately checked to see the word coverage on Mistral if it was actually cost effective to do this, and I was like, they only have two wards. They're not gonna do much. How do you wait for instance in a best of three? Do you wait to see in the first game what kind of ward coverage do they have, where do they spot, and then go for the second game, or is it all pretty much standard fare to get the oracle as early as possible?
Well, I would say it almost always is good to have an early oracle. The only question is, you're gonna have to count on what can you do with this oracle. Can you force any lane to be defensive? Can you force them to even back just because they're not sure where you are? Can you force a gank? Can you do anything with the oracle? And also, what's the risk you're gonna die with it? Because if you don't die with it, it's always worth it. Because I mean, you will have it forever.
Yeah, I saw that. I was actually talking to Anne that you guys did a really good job of buying the oracle early, and that and then keeping it on the map for as long as possible. I mean, goats escape like I don't know 2 or 3 times with the sliver of a sliver of health.
Yeah, but we always try to do that. Like, if a person has Oracle, I mean, it is worth 400 gold. So if you can sacrifice someone to save the Oracle person, it's worth it. But I mean, also about the Oracle, we're not really always sure when we want to get it. It's mainly about if the younger feels he can't do anything, or he feels like he's useless or something at the moment, he can buy an Oracle. Just if he's not doing anything else, he can run around clearing orbs, and they will get paranoid because they have no vision, and also he will get that small gold. But yeah, mainly because they lose vision.
And moving on a bit onto the bottom lane, right now we have the Holy Trinity of Ezreal, Graves, and Corki. What do you take into account when, for instance, Ezreal is banned? They haven't picked their AD carry yet, and you have to choose between the two, or even go with something more exotic, like I don't know, a Nunu Cog if you feel like, or Nunu Vayne if you feel like going really hyper late game.
We almost never do that right now because we're trying to fall back in our rust or what to call it. Like, we have been a bit off form lately and performing badly. So right now we're just playing with what we know is strong. Um, when deciding between Corki and Graves, we're pretty much flipping a coin. But I mean, it's like what the AD carry prefers to play right now. Uh, there is a bit of difference in the characters. I mean, Graves is a bit more bursty, like with the QR, he just bursts a lot of HP at once, but Corki has his poke, and he has his sustain damage, and he has the true damage, and Graves is a bit tankier, and yeah, I don't know. Like, they're excelling at different things, but when we're picking bot lane, we're mainly focusing on the bot lane, because if our bot lane can win the bot lane, they normally destroy the game, and we really like that.
Okay, and as a final question, will you be coming to DreamHack Bucharest next year if we'll host it?
Well,
As a defending champion?
I gotta say it depends on several things. Mainly if we're still a team, because you don't know what's happening in the esports world. Hopefully we'll still be playing and we'll still be strong and everything, but you never know if it falls apart. And other than that, I guess we need to have a sponsor that's actually paying the trip. By the way, I want to thank WinFakt for fixing this, because otherwise we couldn't be here.
Any shout outs you wanna do, feel free.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, and also it depends on the prize pool, of course. The prize pool this year, I'm sorry to say, but I want bigger prize pool.
Yeah, we know, and we'll try to do better next year. Maybe with certain points and so on. Maybe throw something in that's a bit more aside from the obvious monetary aspects. Well then, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll see you next year as well. Who knows?